Above the frozen plains of Montana, a shadow looms in the sky. It's not a bird, nor a commercial airplane, nor even a familiar drone. It's a gigantic white balloon, silent, drifting slowly thousands of meters above the Earth. Its size, equivalent to 3 school buses, and its unexpected trajectory will soon trigger a major diplomatic crisis, freeze American aerial operations, and captivate the entire world. For days, this mysterious object will traverse United States airspace, flying over sensitive military sites before finally being shot down. But what was this balloon really hiding? Was it a simple accident or a deliberate act of espionage? And what were the consequences of this unprecedented incident on the already strained relations between Washington and Beijing? Let's dive into the 2023 Chinese balloon affair. The story of this incident begins long before the world became aware of it. On January 28, 2023, the balloon was detected for the first time as it entered American airspace, flying over Alaska. Its presence there was initially observed, but without a public alert being issued. The object then continued its route toward the northeast, crossing Canadian territory, and it wasn't until January 31st that it resurfaced in American airspace, this time over Idaho. American military authorities, aware of its presence, then began to track it very closely, but secrecy was still maintained. It was on February 1st that the affair took on a completely different dimension. The balloon was clearly identified over Montana, a state that houses nuclear missile silos, highly sensitive sites for American national security. Immediately, American intelligence experts and military personnel began to analyze it. Its altitude, estimated at nearly 18,000 meters, placed it well above commercial air traffic, but made it visible to the naked eye under certain conditions. Initial analysis suggested it was a surveillance balloon potentially equipped with sensors and antennas designed to collect information. Its trajectory, leading it from the northwest toward the southeast of the United States, raised serious questions. How could such an object penetrate so deeply into American airspace without being intercepted earlier? The shock was even greater as the incident was not isolated. Subsequent reports would reveal that other similar balloons had already flown over the American continent several times in previous years without the information being made public. This time, the size and persistence of the balloon made it impossible to ignore, forcing the Pentagon to acknowledge its presence. The presence of the balloon over American territory posed a major dilemma for the Biden administration. On February 2nd, the Pentagon made the existence of the balloon public, triggering a media and political shockwave. China, for its part, claimed it was a civilian weather balloon that had deviated from its course, but the Chinese version was met with skepticism in Washington. Should it be shot down immediately? General Mark Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and President Joe Biden had to weigh the options. Shooting down the balloon over inhabited land presented considerable risks. The fall of debris from such a large structure, potentially equipped with heavy hardware, could have caused injuries, significant property loss, or even the death of civilians on the ground. Furthermore, there was the possibility that the debris could reveal sensitive technical information to foreign powers who might attempt to recover them. On the other hand, letting it continue its route was unacceptable in terms of sovereignty and security. The balloon was flying over air bases, nuclear facilities, and other critical infrastructure, raising legitimate fears of espionage. The American military finally opted for a measured approach. They decided to follow it closely, analyze its capabilities and trajectory, and prepare to shoot it down at the most opportune and safest moment. Fighter jets were deployed to monitor the object, gathering data and images, while sensitive military sites were put on alert or cleared of their most sensitive equipment to prevent any further information gathering. As the balloon continues its crossing, tensions rise. On February 3rd, Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced the cancellation of his planned visit to Beijing as a sign of protest against the violation of American sovereignty. This decision, highly symbolic, underscores the gravity of the incident and the deterioration of bilateral relations. The balloon, meanwhile, continues its journey, flying over several American states. On February 4th, 2023, after several days of transit, the balloon reached the waters of the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of South Carolina. The time had come. An AIM-9X Sidewinder missile, fired by a U.S. Air Force F-22 Raptor fighter jet, hit the balloon, causing it to burst into pieces that fell into the ocean. The operation was carried out with surgical precision, minimizing collateral risks. But destruction was only the first step. The Atlantic Ocean's a vast cemetery, and the recovery of debris became a complex and high-priority operation. Starting February 4th and in the following days, U.S. Navy ships, including vessels specialized in explosive recovery and divers, were deployed to the impact zone. Despite difficult weather conditions, intensive efforts were made to recover as many fragments as possible from the balloon's payload: sensors, solar panels, and structures. This debris was crucial for understanding the true nature and capabilities of the balloon. On February 9th, the United States had asserted that the analysis of the debris confirmed it was indeed a surveillance balloon with intelligence equipment and not a simple weather balloon as Beijing claimed. In the weeks that followed, in February and March, other unidentified flying objects were shot down over Alaska, Canada, and Lake Huron, Michigan. While these incidents initially fueled confusion and speculation, American authorities later specified they were likely non-threatening commercial or research objects with no direct link to the Chinese balloon affair. The balloon incident caused a diplomatic shockwave, exacerbating the already sharp tensions between the United States and China. Washington denounced a flagrant violation of its sovereignty, calling the act irresponsible and unacceptable. The cancellation of Blinken's trip to Beijing was seen as a clear sign of the incident's gravity and deterioration of mutual trust. China, for its part, maintained its version of events, asserting that it was a civilian weather balloon that had deviated from its course due to strong winds. Beijing accused the United States of reacting in a disproportionate and hysterical manner by shooting down the object, threatening to take responsive measures. This incident quickly became a symbol of the challenges of communication between the two superpowers, with each side standing its ground and the accusation of espionage adding to a long list of economic, technological, and territorial grievances. The balloon crisis not only highlighted existing mistrust, but also complicated efforts to establish stable communication channels and diffuse future tensions. The Chinese balloon affair will remain a landmark moment in international relations. It revealed the fragility of trust between the United States and China and highlighted the complexity of surveillance in the modern era. This wasn't the first time surveillance balloons had been used, but the 2023 incident brought to light the ability of these apparently rudimentary machines to disrupt sophisticated defense systems and cause a major diplomatic crisis. What do you think of the management of this crisis by the United States and China? Was the balloon really a meteorological accident? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you liked this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe so you don't miss any of our next videos. See you very soon on aTech.